Welcome to Hoffmann-Photography. My name is Rainer, and in today's video we'll talk about a topic that many amateur photographers seem to avoid, like Dracula avoids daylight: keywording their images. Does your photo archive contain more than, say, 3,000 images? Does it take you longer than 10 or 15 seconds to find a specific image in your archive? Are you still looking into dozens of different folders only to not find what you're looking for? If you answered at least two of these questions with yes, then chances are that you are not keywording your images yet. Keywording your photos is essential to quickly and easily finding a specific photo in your archive. But before we go into the details, here are some general notes on keywording. The information where the photo was taken is important for many or perhaps even most subjects. Try to be as precise as possible. If your camera provides geotagging, the location information is present in the metadata of the photo anyway, but I still like to include the location information in the keywords. I'm old school, I guess. Next is a concise description of what you see in the photo. This is, of course, the most important information for finding your photos. More on that when we look at specific examples. If there are people in the photo, then you should provide some information on them. If the people in the photo are friends or family, or celebrities for that matter, then include their names. The date the photo was taken is included in the metadata, but it can be very helpful to add some general information about the time, like the season or the time of day. Before we look at some specific photos, here's a word of warning. Check your spelling. Most programs like Adobe Lightroom and Adobe Bridge are pretty dumb. If you misspell a keyword, they'll never find it. Hey Adobe, get your AI specialists working on that problem, please. Who needs automatic sky replacement anyway? Okay, here are some examples of keywords for specific photos. In my opinion, landscape photos need very specific location information. In this case, I have broken it down as far as I could. Note that many programs will rearrange the keywords in alphabetical order, so this neat sequence from general, the country, to the very specific, macros estate, will be gone once you hit enter. The what information describes what's in the picture as precisely as possible, with as few words as necessary. Try to figure out which words would come to your mind when you try to find this photo 5 years from now. This shot was obviously taken in autumn, look at the foliage. And I know that it was early morning, so this information is important as well. Since I'm German, I type in both autumn and fall, because there's a good chance I'll use one of the two words when I'm looking for a particular photo. And some redundancy is just fine anyway. Photos of cities, of course, need precise location information. Yes, everybody knows that Calgary is in Canada, but I've made it a habit to include the country and the state or region in the keywords as well. Apart from generic words like skyscrapers and buildings, I have included the name of the most prominent building on the right, the magnificent bow tower. And I have included a description of the beautiful evening sky because it's a very strong feature of the photo. And that colorful sky also requires the keywords for the time of the day. I didn't include the season because there are no clues about the season visible in this photo. It could have been taken at any time of the year. The keyword Africa may be an overgeneralization. But keep in mind that there are African and Asian elephants. And that is the reason that I included the keyword African as well. Again, I tried to describe the scene as good as possible, but apart from the description, I included the keyword wild, as opposed to captive if the photo had been taken in a zoo. I also included black and white. Depending on the software you use, this may be unnecessary. In Lightroom, for example, you can easily filter for black and white images. In this case, I included the time of the day, despite the fact that the photo could have been taken at any time of the day, maybe except noon. Nothing special in the location information here. Apart from the vintage truck, the fence is very prominent, so it deserves a keyword, as does the green grass of the prairie and the blue sky. Note that I included two different spellings of pickup. Again, that's because I'm German and I might use one or the other spelling when searching for a particular photo. If you are into vintage cars, the make and model of the car, it's a Mercury 1/2 ton truck by the way, is an important information for you. Me, I can't tell a Mercedes from a Volkswagen, so putting in the make and model of a car would be a total waste of time. Now, this is quite different. I'm very much into airplanes, so of course I included the aircraft type and even the number and the type of the engines, as well as the nickname of the aircraft. For me, that is relevant information, but your mileage may vary. This is obviously a studio shot and therefore I included the keywords studio and indoor. Other location information is not relevant here. In the description, I have the information that the photo shows a young brunette woman and some other things. And I have included the keywords model and release, indicating that I have assigned model release. Otherwise, it would be no release. Including the name of the model makes a lot of sense. If you are working with the same model over and over, you can easily filter the images by model name. Since it's a studio shot, the time of day or the season is irrelevant. Not much new to say in this case, except that I don't have assigned model release, so that's in the keywords. The rest is a description of what I see. And another studio shot. Note that I have included some more general keywords like fruit and food. Because the colors are very vibrant, I have also included the three primary colors red, green and blue. No other information is necessary in my opinion. I hope you got some ideas of how keywording helps you finding your photos. Now, as the title of the video suggests, I have assumed that the keywording is just for the purpose of finding specific photos in your private archive. If you have to do keywording for commercial purposes, meaning your customers need to find a specific photo, then of course a few more rules apply. For example, you couldn't just omit the make and the model of that green vintage truck we had in one of those photos, because your customers might exactly look for a specific model of a car. But there's more, of course, but that would be beyond the scope of this video. I hope this helped, and as always, thanks for watching.